you've been thinking about moving to Northwest Arkansas, here's the 12 things you need to know about Bentonville before you buy.
I'm Alan.
I'm Brent.
And we're the Living in Arkansas team, and we're glad to meet you here today and share with you all the pluses and maybe a few minuses about Bentonville. So here we go, kick it off, right?
So the first thing is what is Bentonville like downtown? It's going to be more your bougie art center. There's a lot of higher end industry right there. So there's Walmart headquarters is Bentonville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's where it started. There's actually an old museum right there on the Bentonville Square. Really cool place to go see. And then there's a bunch of the climate, the atmosphere of Bentonville is because of Walmart. All these vendors, every item that's in Walmart, all the vendors for those companies have to be within a certain mile radius of Walmart headquarters. So
there's a lot of corporate activity there, office buildings and that kind of thing, more so than anywhere else in Northwest Arkansas, more developed commercially. Then as well, you've got some great things that there are to see and do there. You've got the Amazium for kids.
Oh, that's fun.
Hey, go look that up. It's a pretty neat thing to check out. As well, we've got the Momentary, which recently opened up.
That's a free one.
Yeah. There's a lot of free stuff too. What else?
Crystal Bridges.
Crystal Bridges Museum, amazing.
World class. It's like one of the top 10 museums in the whole United States, right here in Bentonville, Arkansas. Absolutely stunning architecture of how they built it. Whole bunch of trails all the way around it. Now that one is like 75% free, and then there's like a section that you do pay for. But
they have the artist of the, like, say every couple of months they bring in a featured artist, and that's in its own section of the museum, and that one typically has a small fee associated with it, but the rest of the museum is free.
So you can't talk about Bentonville, Arkansas without talking about what houses are right near the square. So let's talk about those houses right now, because I'm experiencing them as everything is getting skinnier and taller, and there's not a whole lot of yard.
Kind of like you.
Yeah.
So
it's not funny. So they're building up to 2, 3, 4 stories high, and you're not having a whole big yard. They're not. Some of them are townhouses, but they're really nice and they're really well done, and they are more expensive closer to the city center.
Yeah, so the closer you get to city center in Bentonville, prices go up considerably. We're seeing, as in some other areas where the price may be in the $130, $140 a foot range for a previously loved house. In Bentonville, in and around the square, it can be $200, $300 a foot, and for new construction, even $400 a foot in that area. So it's climbing and appreciating at a crazy rate, specifically right there in the downtown Bentonville area.
Now let's take it out a little bit further. Maybe 5-10 miles. What are we experiencing as far as like what houses are looking like, how big, price, what they can get for, what's the price per square foot? What's $400,000 get them in Bentonville, a few miles away from the square?
Yeah, if you're not right downtown, I mean, you're getting for $400,000, you're probably getting a 2,300 square foot house, fairly new, if not new, construction. So there's a lot of newer homes that are available. There's a great building boom going on throughout Northwest Arkansas. Just near my neighborhood, the second phase of my neighborhood, they're building 600 homes right now. And so we're under construction, and we're growing and growing and growing, and it's because of people like you that want to move here. Come join us.
So make sure you reach out days, nights, weekends, whatever you got. Text, phone number, email.
A carrier pigeon, I always say that. I love that. Hey, but by the way, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join us here on the channel so that you can keep getting our content. Would love to have you.
Yeah. So next point I'd love to cover is taxes. What are taxes like in Arkansas? And so let's talk about property taxes. I know that for Washington County, it's about 0.9 for the property tax for any vehicles and or land real estate that you own, with it, if it has a house as well. So that's 0.9% of the assessed value of the house or the vehicle. And in Benton County, it's actually less. It's actually 0.75. I did my research on that. And I was kind of surprised. And so,
well, that's 2 more numbers than I knew. So congratulations on that.
And then sales tax. The sales tax, it ranges from city to city and different county. There's 2 main counties in Northwest Arkansas, Benton and Washington County. And the lowest point you're going to get is 7.5% on sales tax, all the way up to 10.5. So that's a plus or a minus depending on where you're coming from. And income tax, can you speak on that for the state of Arkansas?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
They have it. Some other states don't. Not excited about that part, but hey, what are you going to do? I did see that the governor was offering some tax breaks here coming up, so on income tax. So hopefully that gets passed and we'll lessen those things. It's just, part of the cost of living, I guess.
Actually, if I remember right, what I looked up, the income tax for state of Arkansas is 0 to 6% with a stair step of how much you're making. And so that's taxes in Northwest Arkansas.
Well, one of the things that's great about the Northwest Arkansas area is the weather. I mean, it's December 16th today, and it's about 55 out. It's a beautiful day.
Yesterday was 75.
Yeah, we had a big heat wave. I think this week we actually had 2 new highs on the temperature index. So the weather's pretty nice. We do have some cold snaps. If we get snow, it'll stick on the ground for a day, and if it sticks for more than a day, then the whole place shuts down because nobody knows how to drive in the snow. So you just have to stay home for a day or 2. If the serious snow comes, and within 3 days it's all melted off and back to it. And that's about the worst of it that I've seen in the 8 years that I've lived here, is just a few days of snow.
I've been here 12 years, and I'm originally from Washington State, Tacoma, Puyallup area. And as far as snow, I think I can count 6 times that it snowed seriously, where it stuck around more than 2 days. And like he said, it'll shut us down for a day or 2, and then everything gets back to normal life, and they get everything scraped and de-iced. And as far as rainfall, so I did some research on this. We have about 95 days of rain in Arkansas, and 215 days a year are bright and sunny like this.
There we go.
And then on average, we get 48 inches of rain in Arkansas a year. So when it does rain, it doesn't just drizzle all day. It's going to downpour for a couple hours. Like tomorrow, it's supposed to dump all day, but it's going to downpour for a couple hours, and then it's going to be done, and it just kind of be cloudy all day.
Absolutely. Let's talk a bit about, what is there to do around Bentonville, say, restaurants, breweries, that kind of stuff. So there's some great stuff in Bentonville.
So one thing, if you mention the breweries and anything fun to do in Bentonville, it's all connected with the bike trails as well, and we'll get to that. But there's at least a half dozen breweries that are based in Bentonville and in Rogers that are a great place to just go grab some grab a flight of beers, try their samples, see what they got. Just have a good time. I can think of at least a half dozen breweries and at least another 6.
Just in Bentonville, yeah.
Yeah, just another 6 places that are just, they have a selection of 40 or 50 on-tap beers. And
if you're into that.
Yeah. And as far as restaurant selection, Bentonville compared to Fayetteville and the rest of Northwest Arkansas is going to have way more options for unique individual restaurants.
All kinds of restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
You just pick a type of food, and there's a dozen different restaurants that serve it probably, and just a lot of amazing places to eat that really are great for hitting on Friday, Saturday night, and getting out and seeing the town.
So our next point, something I experienced coming from the northwest of the United States, moving into the south of Arkansas, into the south in northwest corner of Arkansas, is the hospitality around here.
Southern hospitality, y'all.
It's nice. I mean, people, the how I experience people driving in Washington is completely different. And people just walking down the road where I grew up, they're just nicer here.
Yeah.
And the kindness and the warm welcome that you get from just meeting a brand new person, they're willing to talk to you. They're kind. And
just before Brent stopped and picked me up today, my neighbor from across the street swung by with some cupcakes for us, and that kind of thing happens on the regular. We know our neighbors. We've only lived in the neighborhood for a year. I tell you, it's pretty regular that we drop by somebody's house with something, or they drop by our house with something, and just share and be neighborly. And so that's a great point. Yeah. And
same thing happened to Mariah, my wife. They gave her some baklava the other day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So that was really yummy.
I didn't get a call on that one.
No, I didn't. I apologize.
So let's talk a bit about the bike trails. I mean, everywhere you go in Northwest Arkansas, there's bike trails. I mean, there's a couple hundred miles of bike trails, and they pretty much span all the way from north of Bentonville all the way to south of Fayetteville, and a pretty good width as well. And I mean, all kinds of bike trails, and including some mountain bike trails and some regular riding trails. And I know you've ridden a lot of these trails, Brent, and so talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've done a lot of trail riding in Benton and Fayetteville, Bentonville and Fayetteville, and I love the back 40 up in Bella Vista. There was a lot of fun trails. It beat me up. I was about 70 pounds heavier at that time, and I was done after about an hour and a half. And the care, the maintenance is all paid for by a local company that's sponsored by Walmart, and so they do a lot of investment. A few of the grandkids of the Walton family apparently are big into mountain biking, and so this Northwest Arkansas is actually the #1 area for mountain biking in the United States. Voted by, there was a big billboard and it said we were voted the #1 area. I'm not sure on what category exactly, but we're #1. And
we're number one. We're number one.
But there are, like he said, hundreds of miles. Within a quarter of a mile off of Bentonville Square, you're into the Slaughter Pen Trail. There's some jump obstacles. You can just go off into a dozen different trails, different various levels of expertise that you're hitting, and you could spend days and days covering all these trails.
More like weeks and weeks. And some of them are paved trails, for street style riding, and others are dirt trails with jumps and bumps and
all the good stuff.
All the good stuff, right?
So having grown up in Washington, all the trees are green all the time, all year round. It's the evergreen state. And so when I moved here and the trees exploded with color, it was one of the most exciting, fun things for me my first few years here. I still love October, November, the leaves changing color. Everywhere is golden, red, brown. Just the trees are on fire with color, and it's great. There's some great roads not too far away from Bentonville or Fayetteville. You just drive those windy, fun driving roads, and you just see all the fall colors. I love that. That's just something I love about Northwest Arkansas.
And on top of that, some people even make a tour out of it and, spend the weekends during that season when the leaves are changing, and just kind of round the area and see the beautiful views. You got different views from when the leaves are on the trees from a mountaintop than when they're not, and so it really opens up a lot of views and really is a neat opportunity to see the surrounding area.
Now, every town has its best area to live in, and this is why you got to reach out and connect with us so we can tell you and help you discover what's going to fit for what your requirements are going to fit different into different neighborhoods and be the best area for you. And that's why you got to reach out.
Yeah, we will help you figure out which neighborhoods are a fit for you and your family, and which ones have the amenities that you want that are important to you.
And so one thing that you do, I feel like we need to mention this, I don't partake in it, but marijuana is legal here in Northwest Arkansas, in Arkansas as a medical purposes only. So you can get your medical card, and if that is important to you, that is available here in Arkansas. There's a number of dispensaries that are going to be at your disposal.
So let's talk right quick about the actual real estate market, Brent. You know, prices are going up and inventory is low. So kind of talk about where that's been.
Oh my goodness.
It's been kind of crazy the last couple of years.
So let's rewind to summer of 2019. We had close to 3,300 houses on the market. It was somewhere right around there, depending on how busy you and I were selling them that hard that month. But 3,300 houses. And at the beginning of the pandemic of 2020, we were at 2,300 houses. So it had dropped down for the winter months. And then at the lowest point in Northwest Arkansas's history, this summer in 2021, in July, we hit 495 houses on the market in all price ranges, from zero to millions of dollars in Benton and Washington County. Currently,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's outstanding, and it's crazy to think about. There's only 500 houses when there's close to 3,000 realtors active in Northwest Arkansas.
A lot of hungry realtors.
Yes. And to follow that up with, like, right now as we're making this video, there's less than 800 houses on the market in Northwest Arkansas. So competition is still fierce.
Very high. Very high.
And they're still going double-digit multiple offer situations, even for the $300,000, $500,000 houses. And we have some strategies, and that's why you got to reach out and connect with us. We will get your offer accepted, and we can partner with you in getting that done.
Well, not only that, but we've got some other strategies too. So a client of ours just recently got an offer accepted on a property that was an as-is purchase, that the seller didn't want to do anything. At the end of the day, our client wound up getting a new roof, a new air conditioning system. Actually, it was a dual air conditioning system situation. Both of them are getting replaced. They are getting a new water heater and a new garage door. So it's not to be said just because something says that it's as is. I'm not telling you we can do that every time or that we get those big wins every time. But the reality is there's ways to do it. We've been in this business for a long time. We've helped a lot of people buy property. And we have some secret methods that we can use to try to get you on top and help you win. And that's our mission objective. Our goal is to serve you and help you win.
And to piggyback off of that, I think you and your wife were doing some calculations about there was 7 or 8 houses in the past this past year that we've closed on, and out of the 50 or 60 that we've closed, that we were able to get our clients a brand new roof before closing or right after closing.
So about 10% of the time we've gotten a new roof. If I went back and did the numbers correctly, about 10% of the time we get a new roof for our client.
And that doesn't happen for everybody, but it's a particular situation, but it can get it done, and we're here to protect you.
Yeah, and we're here to fight for you and get the things that you need that's going to make it a great home. We're here to help you find the right home at the right price and to get you locked in there and into your home as quickly as possible as it serves you.
All right. Well, don't forget to smash that like button,
subscribe,
and comment below if you have any questions. We'll reach out to you, and you reach out to us, phone call, text, email, whatever you got. And until next time,
Alan and Brent from Living in Arkansas channel, we look forward to meeting you.